SexyHackers.com.
Sexy Hackers Clothing presents a podcast where anything can happen, so long as somebody wrote it down in a book. Warning! Do not read this book straight through from beginning to end. These pages contain many different adventures that you may have on what starts out as the worst day of your life. From time to time, as you read along, you will be asked to make a choice. Your choice may lead to success or disaster. The adventures you have are the result of your choices. You are responsible because you choose. After you make a choice, follow the instructions to see what happens to you next. Think carefully before you make a decision. Sometimes you have one of those days where nothing goes right. Even if you do manage to make it through your summer vacation in one piece, you may not live happily ever after. Good luck.
SexyHackers.com.
Life is like a story with many paths to choose. I gotta get some good friends to help me make it through. So here's the plan, just take my hand, the adventure's just begun. And all we have to do is turn to page fun.
And welcome to Turn to Page Fun, the only podcast where I, your host, Nick Fear, read through a bunch of choose your own adventure books and the like, other kinds of game books, with a group of my friends. An idea that is so great. I immediately stole it from my partner and froze her out of the production process. Like I said, I'm your host, Nick Fear, and with me today, all the way over on my left, I have a musician, comedian, improviser, Mr. Brian Bayer. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Nick.
How is your day today?
Well, it's not the worst day of my life. I'll tell you that much.
Yet.
Yeah, this starts as the worst day of our life. I'm eager to see how that plays out, because usually it doesn't start as the worst day. But
no, usually like you don't wake up and be like, this is the worst day of my life.
Worst day of my life.
I just woke up in a pile of poo.
Very bad, awful, etc. day. Yeah. No, I'm good today. I'm doing good. I'm wearing our own logo, which
you're that guy wearing that shirt. For those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, Brian is wearing one of our newly minted Turn to Page Fun t-shirts, produced by Sexy Hackers Clothing.
That's right.
Because he's that guy.
Yep.
In the band that wears his own shirt of the band that he's in.
It's stylish blue.
Like in Can't Hardly Wait. Is that the movie about the party at the end of school?
That is a...
You just described so many movies.
Well, there's like a house party at the end of school, and it's got Seth Green in it and a bunch of other people.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah. Okay. So at the end of this podcast, I'm going to take down my hair and take off my glasses.
Oh my God, Brian, you're so beautiful. How did I never know that?
Yep. That's how it's going to go. 90s centric. Yeah. Anyway.
Over directly on my left, I have mad scientist, comedian, and meanest person I know, Miss Stacy Pawlowski.
Thanks for having me back, Nick.
I love having you back.
Thanks,
Stacy. You are also the youngest 40-year-old I know.
I know.
Happy birthday! You just recently had a birthday.
Thank you. It's to hang out with kids all day, so I suck out their energy like a vampire, and it keeps me young.
See, I was about to ask what was the meanest thing you've done this week, and it was like that's it. Sucking out all the youthful energy from children.
There might be something to that. I'm not 100% lying. I think I might actually do that on accident.
I don't think it's an accident, Stacy. I think you're a malevolent force.
You are a mad scientist.
I am. I know. It's real. This is my real life.
Right. Yeah. And over on my right, I have a very, very special guest this week. Good friend of mine, writer, comedian, and blogger for Reverend Ron's...
RevRonMovies.blogspot.com.
RevRonMovies.blogspot.com. Make sure you put the splot in there. Yep. So you will be directed very far away from the website you need to go to.
To a dark web Russian...
that's a very different blog. Mr. Ron Swanson.
Hello.
Hi, Ron. How are you today?
Well, every day you see me, Nick, is the worst day of my life.
So, like, you're having the worst day of your life right now?
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Ron is the Eeyore of our friends.
I
feel
also
like
really like quoting Office Space.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in a while.
I feel like we should switch microphone cables because I got the gray and you got the yellow. But I'll allow it.
I need the blue one.
He needs
Yeah.
the yellow so he can suck positive energy from the yellow.
Oh, right. There we go.
Just like Stacy sucks youth from children.
That I do.
Because
That
she's
I
a
do.
bedlam witch.
Energy vampire, Stacy Pawlowski. Oh.
All right.
That's why I do these shows.
Well, let's get started in The Worst Day of Your Life by Edward Packard.
Now that sounds like that's a familiar name.
Yes, Edward Packard in the milieu, the Choose Your Own Adventure milieu. Many of them are written by one Edward Packard or R.A. Montgomery. And Edward Packard, if you recall, did write Journey Under the Sea, I believe.
why.
I think that was Montgomery.
Oh, then never
Edward
mind.
Packard wrote Supercomputer.
Yes, Edward Packard wrote Supercomputer. So if you remember Supercomputer, you know what you were.
all your computer jokes in that one.
Yes,
Packard,
of the Connecticut Hewlett Packard.
Right. So this is Worst Day of Your Life by Edward Packard. Copyright 1990.
Oh.
Yes, by Bantam Books.
Relatively.
And this is actually
No. The 90s is not close anymore.
No, closer than usual. I
Guys,
think.
it's
I
going to
thought
be
you were saying that
next
long
year.
ago.
It's
No,
going to
it's
be
long
like
now.
79, I feel like.
30 years since 1990 happened. We're old. All right.
Yes. Brought to you by us, a million years old. Copyright 1990, Edward Packard and Bantam Books. And let us begin. The worst day of your life. You never used to be superstitious. In fact, you didn't even give it a single second thought on Friday the 13th when a black cat crossed your path while you were walking under a stepladder. But the way things have been going lately,
You're walking under a stepladder.
yeah, because you're not only are you you're not superstitious, you're also an asshole.
Not a ladder,
But like
it's a step ladder.
It's like this tall.
like a mini one?
Like 3 feet tall.
It might be like a big A-frame ladder.
Sure.
All right.
Which I feel like is just safety advice to not walk under a ladder. Like,
Yeah,
do
it's
you
not
need
bad
to?
luck. It's just good safety.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Anyway, you're the kind of unsafe asshole that walked under a stepladder. But the way things have been going lately, you're beginning to wonder about all this superstition stuff. All of a sudden, it seems like your luck has changed. The other day, the rocket you set off in your backyard came down on the neighbor's house and burned a big hole in the roof.
Okay. Like a model rocket.
Yes, a model
I was
rocket.
about to get up and be like, nope. Okay. We're good.
We were checking we wanted to see if the Earth was flat, so we were setting the rocket off. And
Yeah.
That didn't sit well with your folks, coming as it did just a few weeks after you were suspended from school. You were in the gym listening to the radio when you accidentally bumped against the control switch and played Jailhouse Rock over the public access system.
Do you go to a hyper religious school? Like rock and roll music?
Apparently, this takes place in Utah.
all the students went crazy. Like the girls were just ripping their tops off, and people were dancing.
Rock music.
Is the dean mad at you? He's like, ooh, Protagonist!
Protagonist, this is the last time, Protagonist. Protagonist house. We are one
We
paragraph
can't
in.
get through the first page.
Yeah. Okay. Woo.
To make things worse, while the rest of your family is vacationing in Hawaii, you have to spend your summer raising money to replace your neighbor's roof. You're now on a bus headed for Moo Mud, Ohio, to work on your uncle Norbert's pig farm.
This is the worst day of our life. Yeah. Mud as in MOOMUD?
Moo Mud as in a cow started to talk, trying to say mud, but then he forgot he was a cow, and he had to get the moo out first.
Moo Mud.
Moo Mud. Moo Mud.
Oh, boy.
I wonder if
Okay.
that's a real town. The bus trip has been long, hot, and cramped. You're queasy from bouncing up and down in the seat. The bus needs new shock absorbers, or better yet, it should be scrapped.
Whoa. Mechanical opinion there. All right.
It's past your dinner time now. You pull out the chicken sandwich you bought before you got on the bus. Gross. There was supposed to be a Coke in the bag, but they forgot to pack it.
Like a
can of Coke.
I was saying just like a McDonald's style cup, but it's just like Coke
Just
everywhere.
fountain soda in the bag. The sandwich smells kind of funny. Yeah, Dick, that's how you eat the chicken sandwich right away. You soon see why. There are tiny black bugs crawling all around in the mayonnaise. You quickly put the sandwich back into its brown paper bag and toss it on the floor. Suddenly,
Stacy's horrified by this.
the engine backfires, coughs, and dies. The bus lurches to a stop. Everyone groans. The driver spends 20 minutes trying to get the engine started. Finally, he stands up and cups his hands to his mouth. We ain't going nowhere, folks. For about 2 hours. It will take us about that long to get a tow truck around here, if you're lucky. It's about 6 miles to Moomud. If anybody wants to walk, you'll probably get there faster. You're already 4 hours late getting to Moomud. You overslept and missed your bus. And the bus you're on was delayed because they said there might be tornadoes and flash floods.
Okay.
A lot of foreshadowing.
Is this in Utah? Or is it kind of Midwest?
You're Moomud is in Ohio.
Oh, Ohio,
so you're
okay.
about 6 hours from Moomud. So depending on where Moomud is, it could be in Indiana or Kentucky
Tornado Alley somewhere.
or
I guess.
Pennsylvania or Michigan. No, yeah, maybe I don't know.
Moomud, it's its own independent state.
The Republic of Moomud.
If you get off the bus and walk, turn to page 56. If you wait until the tow truck comes, turn to page 9.
Walk.
But you know what's going to happen if we walk? We're going to get hit by a car immediately. It's the worst day of our life.
Well, this is 1990, so we have no phone to play on.
Right.
We have, do we maybe pack a book or something? I don't know. I'm thinking all logically. And not,
In real life, I would walk.
You would
I wouldn't
walk?
sit. I would walk.
It's
'cause
6
I wouldn't
miles.
want to
That's
sit
not
there.
that
I'd
far.
walk.
I
That's
like
really-
walking
yeah.
long
That's
distances.
like a 2 hour walk, maybe.
I just be like, I'm not sitting
2
here.
hour walk.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour walk if you're got a good pace going.
Yeah.
But
So-
if I'm having the worst day of my life and pouting like a little whiny bitch boy, I might be more inclined to stay on the bus.
Yeah, if you read The Omen, that was the bugs in the sandwich.
Oh, little bugs?
Oh, yeah. Can we go back to the wherever we got that and just like lodge a health
And be
complaint?
like, I will actually take the ham sandwich, please.
And a can of
Yeah,
Coke.
right.
Yeah. Or just say, hey, FYI,
And
there's
just pour some
bugs in
coffee
your
into
food.
my hand. Don't put it in the bag. Just
Well, you know what? Yeah, let's
I
walk.
say walk,
Let's
yeah.
walk.
We're all going to walk.
The lovely scenery on the
makes us
road
feel
to
better.
Moomud. We're off on the road to Moomud.
And we're walking. Okay,
Bob
so
Hope
we are
and,
going to walk on over to Mooma, Ohio, where we are going to start work at our Uncle Norbert's pig farm and see what happens then right after this quick word from our sponsors.
SexyHackers.com.
This episode of Turn to Page Fun brought to you by Moomud, Ohio. Come on down and visit Moomud, Ohio. There's plenty to see, including the historic pig slaughtering area. That's right. You can go see where they used to kill pigs, but they don't anymore. We also have a Walmart. That's Moomud, Ohio. Brought to you by Moomud, Ohio's Chamber of Commerce. Moomud, Ohio. It's on the way somewhere.
SexyHackers.com.
And we are back to Turn to Page Fun. So when we last left, we made a decision to walk to Moomud after our bus broke down. and we didn't get our lunch or dinner because we bought a really shitty chicken sandwich
Right.
that had bugs in the mayonnaise. And then we like sat on it for 3 hours and expected it to still be good. So that's what we decided to do, to walk to Mumud, Ohio, where our Uncle Norbert has a pig farm that we have to work at to cover the cost of a roof we set on fire by shooting a rocket at it.
After we were suspended from school.
We're playing Schoolhouse Rock and things just got crazy.
Wait, is Jailhouse Rock or
It was
Schoolhouse Rock?
Schoolhouse Rock.
These kids are going to learn things. Protagonist house.
Go pass a bill.
I'm just a bill.
You strap on your backpack, get off the bus, and start walking up the road. You're on your own. The other passengers are mostly old folks, or they have heavy suitcases, so they're going to wait for the tow truck. There's hardly any traffic as you walk, maybe one car or truck every half hour. You're hot, thirsty, hungry, and tired. But you continue on, walking as fast as you can. Overhead, big, dark clouds are building up in the west.
Shit, tornado.
You trudge along the dusty road. The wind is picking up, blowing sticks and leaves around, making it harder to walk. The sun has set by now. It's getting dark fast. A truck roars by, kicking up a lot of dust. You get a speck in your eye. You try to get it out, pulling your eyelid open a little. You keep blinking. You think maybe it's out now, but you can't really tell. Your eye is really irritated. A van going your way screeches to a halt. The driver yells at you. Do you need a lift? He's wearing a dirty blue denim shirt and a baseball cap, chewing a toothpick, and sporting about a 3-day growth of beard. You know you shouldn't accept rides from strangers, but you're really tired and feeling discouraged. Besides, those black clouds are really bearing down. It's going to start pouring any minute now. If you get in the van, turn to page 7.
Boy.
If you decide not to accept the lift, turn to page 110.
They're both going to be bad options.
Like, this is not a good choice to give. Like,
I
but
don't
you're
want to get in this
tired.
van.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to if there's a tornado because
I take my
tornado.
chances with the tornado over denim guy.
Over denim guy?
I mean, if it was me in the 90s, I was very nervous about big thunderstorms and tornadoes because I did a book report on them in 4th grade. And I just realized, hey, there's a thing that no matter what technology we have, we can't do shit about because it's a tornado. But I probably wouldn't get in a van. Yeah, this guy just seems...
I kind of want to get in the bad. Just because I know it's a bad idea.
You're always the contrary. You're
I
always
know,
like,
but
let's see how
let's
this
see
is
how
gonna
we get
go."
murdered.
So we got one for the van right now.
But they're both phoning
Is this
tornadoes.
book
We got
trying
two
to-
for the, not the van.
Well, Stacy's wanted to tempt fate right now, and now I'm kind of intrigued with tempting fate.
I mean, I guess if it'll get us out of the... we don't know there's a tornado. It could just be a bad storm.
Right.
And we'll get hit by lightning. Because what are the odds?
Yeah.
Never tell me the odds.
All right.
I say go in the van.
Let's get in the van.
Let's do it.
Maybe this book is going to teach kids the
It turns
lesson
out
It
not to get in the
cannot
van.
go in the direction I think it's going to go. So let's get in the van.
Maybe you haven't listened to past episodes.
I have
but
listened, but I don't remember.
we were straight up murdered by kidnappers in Australia. So we'll see, though. We'll see.
You hop in the van, accepting the driver's offer for a lift. The driver guns his engine. The van accelerates down the road.
How fast is this van going to be going?
You notice a Confederate.
minivan.
You notice a Confederate
It's probably
flag.
a Chevy Astro, so he's gunning the engine, so you're going like 45. Headed straight toward the oncoming storm. How much further to Mumud, you ask? No answer.
Oh.
I said, how much further?
You like Mexico, boy?
You notice a Confederate flag in the back of the car. Oh, boy.
He suddenly turns down a side road, swerving so hard you're thrown against the door. What the? You start yelling, but suddenly you stop. You're looking at something you've only seen in pictures.
Oh,
I don't think it's that,
A
Stacey.
dark funnel-shaped column, Stacy.
Tornado.
Not a wiener.
Yeah, I thought it was a wiener.
See, I had faith that the story would not go in that direction.
Yeah.
It is for children, so
Yeah, that's why I was
you're
okay with
not
the
gonna
van
see
choice.
any wieners in this book.
I'm out of here.
Only death.
Yeah. By tornado.
Yeah, tornado. Oh boy.
A dark, funnel-shaped column coming down from the clouds. It's moving along the road you were just on. Hey, a tornado! You scream.
Oh, we got in with a storm chaser, didn't we?
Oh boy. Is it Bill Paxton? That'd be all right.
The driver speeds up. Do you think I'm blind? That's my best Bill Paxton. His voice is drowned out by a roar that sounds like a jet plane coming at you. The van moves along against the wind. The tornado soon passes down the road, leaving a cloud of dust and debris behind. Lucky for this turnoff, or we would have been goners, the driver says. He swings back onto the main road, which is now littered with branches, sticks, and rocks, and is full of potholes. The van practically shakes apart as it moves along. It's dark by now, and raining so hard you wonder how the driver can see. Then, you make out lights up ahead. A minute later, the van pulls up at a gas station. You can get off here, the driver says. Huh? This is Moo Mud. Oh, thanks. You hop down into a puddle.
But
The van drives off as fast as it splashes water all over you. It doesn't matter. The rest of you is soaked through within seconds from the rain pouring down.
But we weren't murdered.
We weren't
So-
murdered by
And we-
Bill Paxton.
And we
Or
avoided the
tornado.
tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tornado would have hit us. Although they can turn around and just reverse direction
They're very.
because they're just chaos.
Unpredictable.
And there's nothing you can do to stop them. I'm very anti-tornado.
That's a very bold stance there, Brian. It's very bold.
Ruskin taking
say-
the controversial stances of anti-natural disaster.
Yes. Hot takes, I know.
He also dislikes floods and volcanic eruptions.
Not a fan.
You stand in front of the gas station. It's shut down for the night, along with everything else in Moo Mud. The rain is pouring down on you. The only light comes from a glaring white rotating beacon over the Caxco oil sign. There's a phone booth outside the gas station, but the phone's been ripped out of it. You look up and down the street into the blackness. You don't know which way is east and which way is west. But even if you did, it wouldn't help. You need to ask for directions. And you have a feeling you could stand there shivering in the rain for hours before anyone came along. You start down the street and come to an intersection. There, a couple of street lamps lit on a side street. When you reach the first lamppost, you laugh out loud. There's a sign stapled around it that says, Lost. Pet alligator, Sawtooth. Nickname, Snappy.
In case you have to call it by name.
Yeah, come here.
Here, Snappy.
Come
Here, Snappy.
Come here, Snappy. Age 12. Color, green.
oh my god. Jeez.
Yeah. You know, it was like...
You know what, those red
is that
alligators?
Snappy?
all those red
no.
and yellow alligators you came across along the way.
Yeah, that's a brindle gator. That's not Snappy.
That one's more of a forest, I'd say. That's not snappy.
He's a puce.
If found, don't get too close. Call 555-2373. This has to be a joke.
Gator hotline.
Gator hotline.
This isn't Florida, guys. This is, come on.
You walk down the dark side street a dozen more steps. Then, without warning,
Attacked by an alligator.
your footing gives way.
Oh.
Suddenly, you're falling.
What?
This is the worst day of my life.
Splash. You land in the murky waters of a fast-moving stream.
Oh.
It smells terrible.
Oh, no. It's sewage runoff, isn't
Oh.
it?
I love it.
I love it.
Nearby, Andy Dufresne stands in the rain, just enjoying his peace. See for the first time in however many years.
It's only about 4 feet deep, but the current is so fast you can't get a foothold on the slimy bottom. You stick your head up and try to keep it out of the disgusting water,
It's poo water.
but you still swallow.
And 4 feet is plenty of water to move you.
And even though you're a good swimmer, you can't make it to the side to pull yourself out. Then you see something up ahead. It looks like you're about to enter some kind of tunnel.
Oh.
Then you start to panic. The The tunnel is actually a corrugated pipe about 10 feet wide. Unless you do something fast, you're about to be swept into Moo Mud's sewer system.
Oh no!
Sewage system.
water.
Yeah, it's Moo Mud.
Where's Snappy when you need him?
Oh, he's coming. He's in there, man.
He's gonna pull you out like Lassie.
Oh.
What's that, Snappy? Someone's stuck in the river.
Oh, Snappy.
He can't whistle. You you notice an object floating right next to you. You could climb onto it and try to jump from there to the shore.
No, because it's Snappy.
But then you
gotta
remember the sign you saw. That long, dark shape could be the missing alligator. If that's the case, you might as well let the current take you through the pipe and hope for the best. If you climb on the floating object, turn to page 21. If you let the current take you, turn to page 63.
That's a tough one.
That's real between a.
So you go.
I don't
between
think
a-
the object's Snappy.
You don't
He's
think it's
actually on the
Snappy?
shore. He's on the shore watching
He's
you
watching.
right now,
or in that
judging you for being a dumbass.
Right. But yeah, if we go in the sewer, who knows what it's gonna? There could be sewer
Could be
people.
more gators.
There could be Ninja Turtles.
No.
No, that's New York. There's whatever mutants they got in Moo Mud.
Oh,
So
they're
you
gonna be
think it's
pigs.
not Snappy, Ron?
I'm hoping it is Snappy, and I want to
It
go for it
probably is,
anyway.
but-
You
I just would like hope that Snappy's on
Guys,
the on
it's
the
okay.
shore
He's
laughing.
a pet gator. He's got to be tame, right?
Yeah.
He might save your life.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting on it then.
So
Yeah.
are we all gonna
Let's get on Snappy.
Are we all gonna get on the gator?
We're gonna get on the
Get
gator.
on the gator.
I used to play drums and get on the gator.
Get on the gator.
Get on the gator.
See what happens when we get on the gator. You decide to let the current take you. Oh wait, no, that's
Nope.
not one. Oops.
Chaos.
Don't do
Knocking
that.
chaos. The worst day of my life.
So we're almost in a flood too, because I'm against that.
Against
Yeah.
No floods.
The object floating next to you turns out to be a huge log.
Oh,
It's too slippery to climb on top of,
Of course.
but you're able to hang on. Suddenly, it bumps into something under the water and veers off until it's tangled up in some uprooted trees along the shore. It's not easy to make your way through the branches. They're covered with sharp thorns.
ooh.
By the time you're able to climb out of the water, you've picked up some nasty-looking scratches. You hope they're not infected from the dirty poo water.
No, they're totally
They
infected
are.
from the poo
You've
water.
got everything now.
You stand, shivering, for a few minutes, then trudge toward a nearby road. When you reach it, you find a rusty, dented pickup truck, its engine running idle. Then you hear a faint voice calling from somewhere nearby.
Luke.
Sawtooth! Here, Sawtooth! Come to Papa! Here, Snappy!
Does this guy have a pet warthog too? Sawtooth? Like what?
No, I think isn't Sawtooth the gator's name?
The
but
gator's name is Sawtooth, but
Oh.
they call him Snappy.
Snappy.
Because you-
he's an alligator.
yeah, you
Oh,
really
well,
want to
sure.
confuse your animals.
Yeah.
My
Give 'em
pets
two
all have
names.
nicknames. I don't know about you guys, but they all get nicknames.
You follow the mournful voice until you find its owner, a frail-looking elderly man holding a flashlight.
Oh.
He almost jumps out of his skin when he sees you. Wait, what? It's no wonder. You're covered all over with slime from the filthy ditch and blood from the scratchy thorns.
And poo.
And poo. Please, sir, could you help me? You ask, in what you hope is a meek-sounding voice. Well, I don't suppose you've seen an alligator, he says, ignoring your plea. Not yet, you say.
Not yet. I planned on
The
though.
way
I planned
things are
on seeing
going.
it.
Ugh.
But if you'll just help me get to my Uncle Norbert's farm, I'll be glad to help you look for him. Her, he says sharply. Sawtooth's a girl. The man shines his flashlight into your muddy face. I can tell by the look of you that you're related to Norbert. You look just like one of his kids.
Oh.
He turns abruptly and walks off toward the pickup truck with a surprising speed. Then he stops and calls to you. Well, what you hanging there for? We got an alligator to find. Get in the pickup. You hesitate. The old guy seems harmless, but he's awfully strange. On the other hand, it could be hours until anyone else comes by to help you. If You go with the old man. Turn to page 68. If you wait for help, turn to page 20.
Gator hunt. Gator
Yeah.
hunt. Gator hunt.
Let's help this crazy old man
Yeah, he seems
who can't
nice.
get a better pet than an alligator.
Well, he's got his thing going for him. It's sawtooth.
He definitely has a ball python too.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yep. So we're gonna
Probable.
go and see what happens when we get follow this crazy old man.
Yeah.
To look for his gator.
Yeah.
All right. After this quick word from our sponsors.
SexyHackers.com.
This episode of Turn to Page Fun brought to you by Gator Hotline. That's right. It's 2:30 a.m. and you're watching poker. It's time to call the Gator Hotline, where we got dozens of hot single gators ready to talk to you. Is it storming out? Are you in a poo stream? Is that a log next to you, or is that a gator waiting to meet you? It's hopefully a gator. Come in and call. We'd be lonely if we had emotions, but we don't, because we got lizard brains. But that doesn't mean we don't want to talk to you. So call 555-2373 and talk to the gator of your dreams. See you later.
SexyHackers.com.
And we're back after Nick made you uncomfortable. Yay!
I don't know. I'd call.
Yeah.
I'm lonely.
The Gator Hotline,
lonely.
where there is lots of hot, single, sexy gators.
But what if you
Are their rates reasonable?
Their rates are reasonable.
$4.99 a minute?
$4.99.
doesn't sound reasonable
No, it's
at all.
$4.99 for the first minute, and
Oh,
then only
$9.99 for every
No, like I don't know,
99 cents.
Yeah, for every additional
There
minute.
we go.
But
As
they're
long
real
as
good
you-
at keeping you on the line.
As long as you don't suffer from erectile dysfunction. Thank you. Boo.
Oh, you said a reptile.
Yes, a reptile.
How dare you?
Yeah,
How very dare you?
I shouldn't have.
All right.
regret
So far, we've stopped on the bus to Moose Mud
Yep.
or Moo Mud, Ohio, where our uncle Norbert has a job waiting for us, while the rest of our family is vacationing in Hawaii. By the way.
Oh yeah,
That's right. That always happens.
F them.
Yeah. And we got dropped off by a creepy hitchhiker. We fell into a poo stream. And then we met this weird guy looking for his gator.
And meanwhile, the bus was picked up by the tow truck, and they're in Moo Mud right now, having a great time.
Yeah.
Or-
and they were like, and the bus company felt so bad at it, they like put you up in the Hilton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or they were hit by a tornado and we're all killed.
Yeah, probably that one.
Probably that one. See.
So what we decided to do was go with the old man.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna find his gator, maybe.
To look for his gator.
Also, we found out we have cousins because he said we look like Uncle Norbert's kids.
Yes, we do.
So-
Look exactly like Uncle Norbert's kids. Also, please remember that it is pouring rain right now.
Oh, sure.
Still.
Yeah. Yep.
Still pouring rain. You climb into the back of the pickup truck.
Oh, gosh.
Grateful to be out of the rain, at least. I don't understand that.
Maybe it's covered.
What does he
it's
have
a
in the
covered
passenger seat in the
pickup.
cab that we can't sit there?
Gator
Probably,
stuff?
yeah, weird gator shit.
We're also covered in poo water.
I got his
so-
favorite chew toy and everything.
No, that's where Snappy sits.
The old man puts the truck in gear, and soon you're creeping along at about 2 miles per hour. You sigh. At this rate, you'll never get to where you're going. I take it you're a... Oh, no, you say this. I take it you're a friend of Uncle Norbert's, you say. Didn't say I was a friend. I said I knew him.
Oh.
Us Grumbacks have been neighbors of his for 45 years.
Grumbacks?
Grumbacks. Grumbacks.
Oh, I see. All right.
Oh, that's his last name?
That's his last name, I guess. And with a last name like Grumback, I don't think you have many choices in life.
No, take what friendships you can get.
Except to be, like a creepy gator owner.
Oh, you've never heard of Hollywood actor Matthew Grumback? He
Oh.
was great in, all those films.
He's very versatile.
Oh, what films are those, Brian?
Gator in Paradise. Gator
Weekend at Gators.
Yep, Weekend at
Hey.
Gators. He did a little comedy, a little drama.
Yeah.
The Gator way. That's right. I can make puns too.
Yeah, all right.
Just then, he slams on the brakes. He peers out of the windshield at something just ahead.
We were only going 2 miles an hour, so I mean,
You still go right through the windshield.
If you remember to buckle your seatbelt.
Through the pouring rain, you can just make out two little red lights that seem to be floating around 8 inches off the road. Mr. Grumback points excitedly. That's her! That's Sawtooth! He grabs a rope and opens the door of the pickup. Come on, help me put her in the back. You stand there staring at Sawtooth. She must be 9 feet long.
That's not that long for a gator.
Hi there, Sawtooth.
Hi.
Bet you're glad to see me, says Mr. Grumback. He holds out the rope. Look, I brought your leash. The old man goes down to put the rope around her neck.
And is instantly murdered.
But just then, Sawtooth opens her enormous jaws. The old man jerks his arm back just as they snap shut. Oh, poor thing's so upset she doesn't recognize me.
Well, she almost got me there.
Sadly, guess I'll have to truss her up. With astonishing speed, he grabs her around the head and wraps the rope around her jaws.
Yeah.
The two of them wrestle, rolling around in the muddy road until finally Sawtooth stops and nuzzles her huge head against Mr. Grumback's chest.
Aww.
Oh, so now you want to kiss and make up, he says.
Oh, no.
Okay, let's go.
I don't want to see
Never
Uncle
have you
Norbert.
seen such passionate lovemaking in your life.
As that old man and that gator made love in the rain and the dirty road. Right.
I don't know. I kind of want to stay with Uncle Grumback as long as it's not full on what we're describing. Just before that, I was okay with it, but now you made it weird. Now it's just Gator Hotline all over again.
Just gator Hotline.
Stacy is not down for this.
You're just-
Nope.
The two of you managed to push Sawtooth up the tailgate and into the back of the pickup
where you were sitting.
where you were sitting.
Yes, he's a real tailgater. Boo.
I'm going to throw this book at you.
That's fair.
himself.
That's fair. It's a disease. I can't
How
help
dare you? How very dare you?
That's more offensive than the alligator lovemaking.
You know, we can talk about bestiality all day, but that pun, man.
You were over the line.
it. Offensive. I'm canceling my subscription. Please don't.
A few minutes later, just as the sun climbs over the horizon, Mr. Grumback lets you off at the end of the muddy driveway to your Uncle Norbert's farm. He was very strange, and you're glad to be rid of him.
And vice versa, a little jerk.
Love knows no species. Even though it's very early in the morning, you see signs of activity as you finally near your Uncle Norbert's ramshackle house. The place looks just the way you remember it. Peeling paint, sagging porch, broken TV antenna dangling over the edge of the roof. Probably because somebody's rocket hit it. Dude.
yeah.
But you're plenty glad to see it. You can't wait to get into a nice hot shower and wash the muck and slime off your weary body.
And poop.
Not to mention the dried blood from the numerous cuts and scratches you've gotten since you left home yesterday.
That are very infected right
Yeah,
now.
you should see a doctor.
Just then, the front door creaks open and a tall, broad figure in greasy overalls appears. Hi, Uncle Norbert, you say. Uncle Norbert scowls. Where you been? I had a few weather delays, you said, not even knowing where to begin to describe all that you've been through. Just then, you hear voices shouting and hoofbeats rapidly approaching. Your uncle's enormous black bull thunders into view, head lowered, its vicious-looking horns ready to strike. The bull is bucking and snorting. It's only about 40 feet away. There's no place to hide. You could stay where you are and hope the bull ignores you, or you could make a run for it and
Go
hope
in
it
the
doesn't catch up
house?
with you.
Yeah. What?
If you stay where you are, turn to page 81. If you make a run for it, turn to page 17.
Why can't you go in the house?
Yeah, we're right in front of the front door, right?
Are we though, or we just see him from a distance?
He's at the front door. You're standing outside,
I need the
and then
physics
there's the
of
bull
this.
coming at you.
Yeah, I need like measurements to
Yeah.
really accurately judge.
Because it says we were dropped off at the front of the
Yeah.
It said the door
driveway,
creaked
but I'm
open.
assuming we moved a little bit closer to the
Right.
house.
Right. And well, there is a picture that helps us right now.
We're on the porch in
And
that picture.
In the picture, it shows us on the porch, and the bull is headed towards the
That
porch.
is not 40 feet away in the picture.
So why
though,
is it Uncle Norbert also not running for his life as the bull's charging towards his front door?
Well,
These
it's
are
his
bullshit
bull.
choices.
It's literally
Is he just
bullshit
gonna stare it
choices.
down?
Right?
It's going to stop.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe it will ignore you. But the way things
Play
are
dead.
going,
Don't move.
play dead.
That would
That's
be
bears, Stacy.
That would be
That's
staying where
bears.
you are.
Yep. I vote
Playing
for
dead.
playing dead.
You just say no movement. They can't see
Stand
movement.
perfectly still.
Yeah, they can't see
Yeah.
movement, just like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
That's why you have to shake a red thing in front of their face to get them to attack you if you're
Yeah,
a bullfighter.
they can't
It's the-
see color.
it's the
They
movement.
can't see
It's
color.
their colorblind.
All they care about is the fact that
movement.
there's a guy making movement, and they've been stabbed 5 times by that
Yes.
time.
That's
So we just have to not do that.
Wait,
Because that's
Nick-
the thing that happens before even the matador
I
shows
know,
up. They
they
like
poke 'em.
with little
It
spears.
is a terrible sport.
So you guys are anti-bullfighting?
yeah.
Controversial.
Are you
Yeah, I
pro-
took the
Oh no, I am not pro.
stance.
I am not pro. Let's say that.
I'm all for tornadoes, though.
Yeah?
100%
You know
for
what, I'm
I'm
tornadoes.
pro.
also for tornadoes
Tornadoes
fighting
fighting.
bulls. Just give the tornado like a red cape and see what happens.
If there's anyone who's going to stop a tornado, it's a bull.
It's a bull. Tornado versus.
Science.
So what's our choice? Are we staying?
Our choices are
staying
we
put?
stay where we are, hoping it doesn't see us because it's a T-Rex,
or run.
or we make a run
Or
for
run.
it, hoping it doesn't chase us because it is a bull.
Yeah.
It just says run for it, so it doesn't say we're running into the house.
Which would be
Sometimes
the
if we
smart
take
choice.
if we take the running option, it's not going to run us into the house.
Run into the yard.
All right. I'm with Stacy on this one. Let's just freeze.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Everybody freeze. Everybody clap your hands.
No! The bull can see you clapping.
Oh no. He hates
Why
clapping.
did that song have to start right as we
Oh,
froze?
the bull hates that song.
It's true. Because it's organized dancing, which I despise.
There's a lot of things that Brian hates in this episode.
It's my
Yeah,
grumpy.
we're just listing down all
It's my
Brian's hot
grumback
takes.
heritage. I just don't like a lot of
Grumback.
things.
Jump to the left.
No.
Jump
But
to
if
the
I
left.
don't want to.
Keep going left.
Dancing is about freedom, not fascism. It's a fascist song.
Go to the right. Go to the right. Go way off right. All right. Fascist.
If you go to the right.
So we're gonna stay put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't make a move, but the bull does.
No.
He's charging right at you. You squeeze your eyes shut and put your hands over your ears, not wanting to see or hear what's about to happen.
You hear that? That is the sound of your death.
Maybe he'll ignore you. You can feel the earth under your feet tremble as the enormous bull gets closer and
gonna- the
closer.
earth He's gonna lick our
under
face.
your feet.
He's gonna lick our
You can
face.
feel the sky tumbling down. You feel his hot breath against your neck.
Whoa.
Then something sharp like a knife cutting across your shirt from shoulder to shoulder. But for some reason, you don't feel any pain. You figure you're probably in shock. Any second now, it'll be over, you tell yourself as you wait for your body to keel over in the mud.
Jeez.
Suddenly, a hand claps you on the back, right where the gaping wound must be. Well, it's about time for breakfast. You jerk your eyes open. It's your Uncle Norbert, and he's acting like there's nothing wrong with you. As you walk along beside him toward the house, you realize there isn't. By some miracle, the bull slashed your shirt open without leaving a mark. Hungry as you are, there's something you want even more than food. A nice, hot shower to clean the mud and sweat off your itchy body.
And maybe just take a minute because you
Maybe
almost were
you
gored
were
by a
almost
bull.
killed. I thought he was going to lick our face.
Is that
We are-
Norbert's like
I kinda did
initiation?
too.
Yeah. Or he's a beastmaster.
Yeah.
Uncle Norbert.
Mind if I shower before we eat, you ask. Sorry, but we can't oblige, your Uncle Norbert replies.
We don't shower here.
Our water tank is still dry as a bone. The electricity's been off almost a week. It came on for just a little while last night, but it wasn't on near long enough to help the situation any. With a hopeless feeling, you look down at your grimy hands. You pull a strand of hair out of your eyes. What? It's so dirty, it's gotten stiff. Of course, if you'd like to wash up, there's some rainwater over there, your Uncle Norbert says, pointing to a barrel. But you gotta go real easy. That's our drinking water.
Okay. The mosquitoes that are breeding in there provide the protein.
Just then you hear a whoop, and a boy and a girl appear in the distance, running towards you and your uncle. As they come nearer, you recognize the flat, dirt-streaked faces of your cousins, Dora and Mitchell.
If we don't move, will they also tear our shirt?
Dora and Mitchell. Mitchell. We finally got him to the barn, Papa, Mitchell says excitedly, ignoring you. Old Fred runs mighty slow for a bull, but he managed to get all the way to Mrs. Barlow's, Dora points out. Trampled every single one of her flower beds. You ought to see him.
They're so trampled.
Hope to heck I don't have to, your uncle says with a glum look on his face. But I know that neighbor of ours will be here any second now to try and drag me over to her place and show me the damage.
As well she should.
Yeah,
Your bull just damaged her property.
That's bullshit.
Here she comes, shrieks Dora, jumping up and down, pointing down the driveway. You follow her finger to a very surprising sight. A shiny silver Porsche is streaking toward you.
Oh.
Dora gives you a sly smile. This ought to be good. Mitchell grabs your arm. Who needs it? Let's go for a swim. You're curious to see what's going to happen next, but a swim sounds pretty tempting too. If you stay and watch what happens, turn to page 46. If you go for a swim with your cousin Mitchell, turn to page 48.
I would definitely go for the swim at this point.
I don't know. I want to see what's going to happen.
But we're so gross.
We're festering.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see what this water
Yeah, where are we
is
going to swim? Is there a river?
Right, it might
Is it the same river?
It's the Pooh River that we're going
they just swim in the Pooh River because, they're just a bunch of bumfucks from Moo Mud.
Apparently one's got a Porsche or
The
something.
mighty Moo Mud River.
The mighty Moo Mud.
Yeah, let's go for a swim.
Yeah, let's go for a swim.
Y'all want to go for a swim?
Yeah.
Because Norbert's just going to be like, I didn't do nothing wrong, blah, 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 blah.
You painted this word picture so well, I just feel gross. Like,
Yeah.
I need
He does like old Edward Packard is
Oh, yeah.
like painting a picture of absolute filth on you.
It is
Anything to take care of the infection that is slowly creeping through our body from all the cuts.
Yeah.
From all that raw sewage.
Yep.
I love it.
I love it.
This is now like the worst 2 days of our life because it's morning has passed. I
Yeah.
feel like it's really going.
Or is it? Oh well, I mean, where do we start on that day of our life? So it might be just 24 hours. So we might be on hour like 8 of this 24 hours.
This is going to be the worst day of my life.
Seems like it's been kind of the worst month too with all this other stuff going on.
You can say it hasn't been his day, his month, or maybe even his year.
You know what?
Okay.
I'll be there for you, Ron.
Both of you each get.
On that note,
All right, so we're gonna find out what happens when we go to the old fishing hole with our cousin Mitchell next week on Turn to Page Fun.
We'll be on a break.
That's right. Thank you so much for listening to The Worst Day of Your Life by Edward Packard. Big thanks to Mr. Brian Bayer.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, it's December. What's going on?
It's December already.
Yeah, already.
I don't know if there's a lot going on. We don't know for sure yet. There's some stuff going on. Look up a Variety Hour Happy Hour on Facebook. We might have something coming up there.
Yes,
in
Friday Hour
December.
Happy Hour, a sketch comedy group so professional you can only find them on Facebook.
Yeah, and Instagram when I remember to update it.
I don't even have the password anymore for our,
You know
our
what?
Instagram, so I can't take pictures when we do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because I set up an Instagram account several years ago and forgot the password immediately.
Yep.
Stacy, what's going on with you in December?
in December, I probably just the normal science and dinner detective stuff.
Okay.
I don't think I have anything outside of the norm.
Cool. All right. And Mr. Ron Swanson, thank you so much. Where can we find your blog one more time?
RevronMovies.blogspot.com.
Not Blogspot.
Not Blogspot. No.
I'm going there.
But definitely,
I'm going there and to talk to
definitely
some
go in
sexy
December.
gators.
There'll be Christmas movies.
Seminal Christmas movies.
Yes, like I'll be finally watching Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas.
Oh, my. Awesome. That's going to be a great review.
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you to Sexy Hackers for making amazing t-shirts. If you don't have one, you should get one. We have Turn to Page Fun t-shirts that you can go ahead on to sexyhackers.com and purchase. They look really good. All their t-shirts are so fantastic and so comfortable, especially to wear in a hot podcast studio. And thank you so much to Dave Lane, who is doing the engineering for us today. There he is. And most importantly, thank you to you for being you, listening to us read to you. And with that, we will see you next week through your ears on Turn to Page Fun!
SexyHackers.com! Stream Team!